Hey, Adam.
What's up?
How do you spell save?
Command S.
Very good.
I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
That intro was brought to you by our assistant producer, Alexis, who's manning the board right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been preaching to her. I think we're preaching to the choir, but we've been preaching Command S.
Command S.
It's a big part of Logic. It's a big part of Sibelius. Anything at the Mac computer, I think it's important. Right?
I don't think any of our users would be that surprised with how many episodes we've lost by not Command S'ing. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about using our left hand at the piano. So this is a piano-centric one. So if you don't play piano, you'll hear it. Consider this, you'll hear it.
But we're continuing, even though we're on, it's Monday, it's a whole new week, we're still at the piano.
I can't believe we slept here under the piano all weekend.
We just love it. We love it, and we know you love it, so we're going to keep on with it. And this is important.
Yeah, this is important. So, and really this can be for anybody, because we were talking to horn players and vocalists and drummers and everything all the time about, up in their piano game and how much that can help their jazz development. It's a well-known thing. And you're never too early to kind of get the left hand involved in the melodic party. And that's kind of how I like to look at it, because there's a lot of things that we learn to do with the left hand, but it's just like anything. You get into the habit of doing whatever it is that you're doing. And it's not just a little comping machine here.
That's right.
Although it's good at that.
It's very good at that. And jazz musicians are notoriously known for being one-handed pianists in a way that I think is a little unfair.
Yeah.
But our classical brothers and sisters are actually very, very accomplished with their left hand, because they have so much music that they get to play with it. And for us, not so much.
Right. Of course, they can't play anything unless it's written on a page in front of them, but that's another thing.
That's a whole other thing.
It's called the yin and yang of classical and jazz.
But if you don't work on your left hand, if you don't have it together, you're missing out on a whole bunch of textures, colors, sounds, and interesting ideas that you can do otherwise.
Yeah, and I think, there's a lot of different ways to approach it. We're not going to hit them all today, but let's try
We're not going to hit them all. I think we should try to hit them all.
What kind of time you got?
I don't have a lot of time.
So for me, the thing that was really a breakthrough, both, when I was younger and even now I sort of fall back on, is just thinking about practicing and learning about bass lines in just some sort of basic swing groove sort of bass lines to start to get the left. Because look, what we're really talking about is independence of the hands.
That's right.
There's the strengthening of the left hand, of course. And there's many kind of obvious ways to do that, but in terms of independence between the hands, especially for improvisation, where we don't, it's one thing to learn a classical piece where there's two different things happening, and that will help. That will certainly help, and that's a big part of it. But I would just say playing some bass lines, and you can start right here. And what you want to be doing is thinking about the time. It's basic, but give it a little bit of melodic interest, right? But the thing we're not having to worry about is rhythm. Outside of we're playing quarter notes, that's said.
Right.
So we do want to be in the groove, the form.
You're not having to improvise rhythm.
No. But we're kind of improvising the direction of the melody, right?
That's right.
So I think the first level, once you get this going, even that is not the easiest thing to do. But anything that you do different in the right hand. And the whole thing is to keep the left hand from changing. You don't want to be like do the anticipations together. It sounds fine, but that's not working on your independence.
No. That's some level 1 stuff, right?
Right.
No.
But you can do really anything then with the right hand, melodic or not. Comping.
Man, that's such a great exercise, because you get to practice those syncopations against that steady rhythm. I would also say to flip the script on that.
Okay.
Practice that the other way. No, man, that's not.
Oh, no.
That doesn't count.
Not turn the hands over.
No, but you can practice keeping some kind of steady, whether that's a bass, a bass line.
Yeah.
Whether that's some kind of constant quarter note melody or chords.
I like that.
You know what I mean? See, that's all. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Can I do that?
You could do that, sure.
Uh-oh, that's going to really be bad and sound. Whoa. So there, I'm actually flipping my hands.
I can't believe I gave PM something to practice. This is so.
Wait,
this is
I thought we were
banner day for me.
I thought we were starting basic now, though.
Banner day for me.
Like my mind is blown. I thought we were starting basic.
We are starting basic.
That's not basic.
That's basic.
Wait, show it a more basic way, because that was not basic to me.
No, I to just do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so
that's what I'm saying.
All right, I take it all back. I didn't show him anything.
No, but that would be a good goal to go towards.
Yeah.
We could do that next week.
But the point is though is that these things of trying to confuse yourself.
Right.
It's always good to try to
maybe if it was like,
well, that's what I was kind of getting at, is that you could do anything steady to flip it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And this is not easy, but I think this is doable. Not with talking though. Yeah, that's a good one. So then you just kind of octaves or single notes.
You get the added bonus of your neighbors and friends to hear you just go
Yeah,
all the time too.
cool. Yeah, very good. Okay, cool. So what else can we do for independence? I'm thinking like, this is getting us into obviously doing two different things at the same time, which is the end result, but in a very simple way. We're starting. But I think also just the call and response between the hands can get us into a lot of the actual application. So it might be. Closer to almost kind of trading.
That's great.
But that's getting you're developing a little bit of independence, but it's not the simultaneous kind of independence, but it's the interplay.
Some things that maybe seem obvious, but practice melodies. If you're practicing a melody with your right hand, practice with your left hand too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Always practice whatever you're improvising. If you're improvising over a tune or something, practice trying to improvise over it with left hand alone, I think is important.
Yep. And
then the second level of this is putting those together, either in octaves or 2 octaves apart.
Right. So if you go to like a 2 feel, that could be.
Getting into the tenths there. So we talked about this last week with the drop 2 thing, but then you start to get into more of a tenth situation where you can work out a tenth, like where you can play.
Yeah, and I was also kind of just trying to wait and then go to a place where, it's kind of next level in a way, but what you're thinking of independence, call and response, 2 melodies, counterpoint, 2 things, kind of polyphony going, and then when they come together, that's a great thing. Same like we use in arranging and composing a lot, is once the hands come together. And that's the beauty of like doing the solo piano, but you can also, if you're in the right range, you can do this with a rhythm section as well and go in and out of that. It's a lot of fun things there.
Something that I think both of us use quite a bit with a rhythm section is to start, and our buddy Jeffrey Keyser mentioned this too, is to start some kind of pattern in your right hand, whether, and then start a melody with your left hand over that, under that.
You could you're almost casino licking it there.
It's a very casino lick kind of sound.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing is like once you start to get a little bit freer, I think there's 2 main parts of it. Freedom to be independent with the 2 hands, which never gets totally, but I mean, you want to uncouple them so that when we're not like you're saying, locked in together. But there's also just left hand needs more time because we don't spend a lot of time with it being melodic. So I think, practicing some simple classical pieces for sure kind of puts you, some of those
2-part inventions.
Yeah.
That's like such a great way to get independence because it focuses you to work on fingering, dynamics, phrasing, all the things we don't work on with our left hand as jazz musicians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but over the blues, you can, or whatever. Kind of a little funky there on you.
Look out now.
Actually, if you do some funk bass lines.
Damn right.
Little meters there.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to do some transcribing on some great organ players, man. Those organ players have good left hands,
and good left feet too. They're all left feet.
Dr. Lonnie, little Joey D.
That's right. Little Jack McDuff.
Damn right.
Little Jimmy Smith.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hope this helps, folks. Thanks for tuning in for yet another episode of the You'll Hear It podcast. You can go to you'llhearit.com to leave us a question. You could leave us a voicemail. Hey, listen, we are ranked on the iTunes podcast list fairly high, or at least higher than we thought we would be.
We're ranked. We didn't know that. But you know what? Because we're in the future a couple days now, future Adam, future Peter.
And because we're vain as hell.
Yeah. We don't even want to say the number. We might very well be in that top 100 now. We might even start a contest where we did like a giveaway with some of our sponsors. Well, I don't even want to say it yet. We're just a few
Sponsors
days.
are upcoming, man.
Just a few days away. We have an exciting sponsor announcement to make, but we're not there yet.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching because they're making this happen, and we want to keep this going as much as possible. We love the people, man. So spread the word.
That's right.
Let's get into single digits here.
That's right. We might even get like a podcast. Do they have a podcast Emmy? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I?
It's called the Potties.
The Potties. All right, cool. Well,
you'll hear it.